Hello and welcome guys to a new episode. Today we're reviewing one of the most talky, grunty bikes. Today we're going to review the SuperDuke Evo R. This bike is very well known for low end torque, very powerful V-twin engine. Bike retails dollars, or the base model is cheaper at $19,500. It has an anti-dive system, anti-wheelie system, LC8 latest engine. It's really interesting bike. It has 95 pound-feet of torque at 8,400 RPMs. I'm going to put a few races against several super bikes, such as the S1000XR, the H2R Kawasaki super bike, world fastest bike, and you're going to see it's going to win at the first, second and third gear because due to the high engine grunt and very fast acceleration. It loses at the top end because the bike, the engine layout cannot maintain a very high speed and top end torque as well. Very fun, very pleasing bike to ride. This is another factor, another video of it racing an S1000XR, and so this is another race against H2R, one of the fastest motorcycles in the world, which is over 350 horsepower, racing the KTM SuperDuke 1290R, the older version Gen 2, and the SuperDuke manages to get a faster acceleration first and second and third gears. So this would tell you a lot about the engine configuration, and there's a lot of money for such a category bike. If you go for the MT10, it's around 12,000, so it's a big difference between an MT10 and this one. However, this one and an MT10 in a drag race, the KTM SuperDuke would seriously win, would leave it far behind, especially in acceleration. It has very high power figures at the low end torque, middle torque. However, it lacks a bit on the top end torque, but it's mega fun to ride. It's unbelievable. So guys, today we're going to review this bike objectively on different categories: fun factor, price, power to weight ratio, fuel consumption, cost of ownership, and ease of maintenance. I like the LC8 engine. It has provided a very serious platform for so many bikes. So LC engine is on the Adventure R and Adventure S bikes, the 1290 Adventure bikes. It's on the SuperDuke GT. It's across various platforms, which is provided and shown its reliability over the time. It has been to so many different areas and done so many different things with practically minor maintenance. I like this engine a lot. It's very grunty. The bike is 1,300 cc, so it's a lot of displacement for such a small bike. The body is small. Gen 3 also is really far refined than Gen 2. If I had the money to own one, probably I'll own one as soon as possible. Heating in the city is not too bad. Riding comfort is really comfortable riding position in the city. So the fun factor of this bike would be 9.5 out of 10 because it's really fun and it wheelies like crazy. It's very nimble, agile. It provides lots of smiles and naughty character. Price and value for money, I think it's a bit expensive. It should have been priced down more in range with the MT10, Yamaha MT10, or the CB1000, maybe 1,000, 2,000 cheaper because it's a European bike, and always European bikes cost of production are higher than Japanese bikes. Maintenance, it's about $400 every 10,000 kilometers, like 5 or 6,000 miles. 400 is not too bad. Engine abilities, engine has a very strong character, very powerful, doesn't overheat much. It's a V-twin, so it vibrates a lot and it gives you a lot of intense torque immediately available at the slightest twist of your wrist to the throttle. Throttle is right by a wire. To change modes, you have to turn off the throttle. You have to close the throttle to change the modes. You can do it while moving, but the throttle has to be closed. Everything on this bike is adjustable and it's very electronically advanced. It's very sensitive. Overall, the The overall rating of this bike would be 8 out of 10. If it was a bit cheaper, it would have overtaken the naked hyperbike world by storm. If you would get a cheaper naked bike like a Suzuki GSX-S, I think it's about $8,000 brand new. And this is about $19,000, $19,500 base model. So the difference is staggering. It's almost double the price of the Suzuki. Of course, Suzuki lacks a lot because it has more basic features, but plenty of fun, which doesn't make up for the $9,500 difference between between both bikes. So if money is not an issue to you and you would like to have a fun bike to ride, maybe take it often to the track, race it occasionally, do some stunts with it, this would be the suitable best bike money could ever buy. And that was the verdict for the KTM SuperDuke Evo R. So it's really fun to ride, and the only challenge, it's really expensive. It's very expensive, and the maintenance fees are expensive. It also has this advanced electronic anti-dive system, anti-wheelie system. It has a system that sends notifications to your email and your phone. It's very advanced. The challenge is they ask you for the quick shifter, they ask you to keep paying memberships, and you have to pay as you go or activate it by paying online. So that's a new like software as a service model, which is a bit annoying and greedy for me. I don't think this should have been there. I think this system has been implemented on supercars, but doesn't fit these bikes. So the bike, you sit on it, it's a very comfortable seating position. Handlebars are greatly positioned. The bike is very short wheelbase, so you feel you're sat into the bike and it becomes a part of your body. Very nimble to take corners. I took it to very steep, sharp, hairpin corners in Switzerland here, and we tested it, and it's perfect. So it goes through each corner as if it's nothing really. And the torque, low end grunt and torque, helps it a lot get out of these corners as quick as possible, without even having to shift down. So if you're in a third gear, you could really still wheelie on a third, fourth, even a fifth gear. You can imagine what I'm talking about. And it has this LC8 engine, which has been refined over time. So now it's the 4th generation, I believe, for the 1290 Adventure R. 1290 SuperDuke is far lighter. It has more grunt. It has more power to weight ratio.